top focus at this hour, a big revelation has now come from the Financial Action Task Force, the global watchdog on money laundering and terror financing. Now, the FATF has found that commercial platforms, including e-commerce sites and digital payment services, are increasingly being exploited by terrorist groups to finance deadly attacks. Now, in a damning case study, the FATF linked the 2019 Pulwama terror attack, the attack that killed about 40 CRPF personnel, to purchases made on Amazon. It was found that aluminium powder, a key component for an IED, was procured from the platform, raising concerns over the ease of operational procurement via online marketplaces. In a very similar incident in 2022, Gorakhnath temple attack, the ISIL influenced suspect also sent and received over 6.6 lakh internationally via PayPal while using VPNs to mask his identity. Now, officials also traced about 44 global PayPal transactions and payments made to ISIL followers. The FATF report underscores how terror outfits now use Fintech and peer-to-peer payment services for everything, from buying weapons to promoting extremist ideologies. And these platforms may provide anonymity and also speed, making them an ideal platform for covert operations carried out by such terror groups. Now I'm being joined by Input Editor, Mr. Brijesh Pandey. Mr. Brijesh, first question, walk our viewers through the details of this report that essentially links e-commerce and online payment platforms to terror attacks like Pulwama and Gorakhnath.
Well, I think, the word which you are just describing our viewers, the most important word in this entire FATF report is the anonymity, because, the anonymity which it offers acts as a major boost for people who are trying to indulge into or carry out terror attack. And it also makes the job of intelligence agencies and the anti-terror forces all the more difficult as far as these websites and VPN networks are concerned. In this particular report, FATF, they have not named any country, but, two things which stand out in this particular report is that the components of Pulwama IED was ordered via Amazon. And the attack which was carried out at Gorakhnath used e-commerce sites and VPN, and this makes it very difficult, and it was also very alarming as far as the government of India is concerned, that how can anybody order these kind of components from Amazon. And I think this makes all the more incumbent on these websites, be it Amazon or be it any other online websites, to make sure that there's also stricter checks as far as all those components which can be used to assemble either a bomb or an IED or anything which can be used or isn't a part of the thing which can be used to further terror agenda. I think it's an eye-opening detail report by the Financial Action Task Force as far as India's fight against terror is concerned. And, as Prime Minister has been saying and making a lot of emphasis on, the time has come for the Western world also to make sure that terror is not something only which India is being affected by. The whole world gets affected, and there should be one voice against terrorism as far as India is concerned. Ishita?
Clearly, the FATF report does raise the question of accountability and on the part of these online platforms. Now, you mentioned that the report does not mention any country but does mention the attacks in which two groups were involved. Here, of course, Jaish-e-Mohammed and Islamic State. But, of course, there are many other groups using these online platforms. So, according to your analysis, how big is this digital terror economy today?
Well, it's huge because, it works on anonymity, and whenever anybody is planning to carry out any kind of terror activity, the digital footprints are extremely important in either conveying one's ideology to brainwash people, selling of literature which is used to further and propagate the terror agenda of these terror outfits like Jaish-e-Mohammed, Lashkar-e-Taiba and other Islamist organizations. And other than that, what is shocking is the fact that, that components can be bought from Amazon, which offers near anonymity, which can be assembled to make IEDs. It just makes the task of the government very difficult. And I think it makes the task of terror outfits a lot more easier. So I think, the government must also use this report by FATF to impress upon these websites and all that, that there's certain angle which should be brought to, the notice of the of the investigative agencies whenever this kind of purchase happens. It's a huge economy, I would say, Ishita. And the best part is that, like, more than money, the fact that it offers anonymity to these terror organizations is really worrying.